right, Cowboy Nation, I hope and I pray that you guys got your notifications on, because this is going to be another banger. This is going to be another one for the Dallas Cowboy Nation. Let's go. All right. Yeah. Let's go. Hit those notification buttons. Shout out to Big Game James, Silver and Blue Nation.
What up, big dog?
What's good with you, man?
Man, you know how we do. You know what I'm saying? Just got from the basketball game, leaving the High School basketball, sliding right in this football with my dog. You did like 32 shows today. I'm glad you graced me with your 33.
Yes, indeed. And I'm glad you hit me up with that number, man. That's a cold-blooded number, Cowboy Nation. Yes, indeed, man. It's always a pleasure, man, talking to you, man. And speaking of that, man, you had one of the Georgia's finest over there, man, on your station the other day. And I was sitting there listening, and I was sitting there like, man, go ahead and tell everybody who you was talking to on your station, Live Like 95.
Hey, we have my dog Quincy Carter, former quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. You know, everybody was, had the running joke of Cocaine Quincy. I talked to him, and before we even got on air, that was one of the first questions I asked him, because I remember how that rumor was out there. I believed the rumor because I didn't know. I was younger back then. I didn't know. So, the media, when you're not in media, it's crazy, blah. When you're not in media, it's like it's a whole different world. When you step in the media field, everything changes and everything starts to come to light. And you start seeing things and hearing things that you thought were never true. And you're like, oh, so this is the way it really was. But you know what? Got to bring in Quincy Carter. He gave me a great time. The only bad thing was, he was in a halfway house. He's in an AA facility. So we couldn't really have the lighting that I wanted because there were other people around and we wanted to have some kind of quietness. So that was kind of bad. But at the end of the day, he still gave me a great interview. Great. And he still considers himself a Cowboy, because when he was breaking down the Cowboys, he was saying, we need some more receivers. We need some more. And I was that kind of tickled me, like he still reps them Cowboys. And, he said it was the greatest feeling in the world when the Cowboys drafted him. And, it was just an awesome interview. Right. You get to really see what he's doing and how he's making it back. He was very open with the struggles, which I really love. And he's saying he's bouncing back, and that's why I give him full salutes for doing that. And he gave a great analysis on the Cowboys, the breakdowns, everything. So, you know what? I'll give big ups to Q. And he just said, he confirmed that it was not cocaine what he got suspended for. Right. It was for marijuana. He had a marijuana issue. Even when he was playing in the CFL, they said he had a marijuana issue. So it was never a cocaine issue. It was never anything that it was marijuana. It was marijuana and alcohol. So that's what had brought him down. And, but you know what? He's battling back, and I got nothing but love for Q, dog. Nothing but love.
Shout out to man Quincy, man. And people fail to realize they criminalize marijuana, and 5 to maybe 10 years from now, people going to look at it and say, man, boy, we was wrong on that, you see.
Like, come on, Law. Come on, man. There's 11 states already got it legalized.
Right.
There's a whole bunch more that have it as medical marijuana. I just seen South Dakota was getting ready talking about legalizing it. So we can, get away from the stigma, because we can even talk about with the NFL. How many players have we talked about, or we heard that when they retire, I was smoking weed every day.
Right.
Chris Long. Percy Harvin, all them guys, Calvin Johnson, all these guys that we thought never were smoking no weed was getting high. They was smoking marijuana. And they said that's one of the ways they wanted to cope, because they don't want to deal with those needles. Just like David Irvin was saying, plants over pills, and we all condemned him. But a lot more of them players say they don't want them needles stuck in them. They don't want to have those pills to medicate them, to take away the pain. They rather be able to go and smoke. And it's not like when you smoke weed, you're out there killing folks and doing all kind of crazy things. So you know what? hopefully they'll look at the table with this new CBA and figure something out, because something does have to happen with that.
Yes, indeed, man. And shout out to Young Wilson. Donation.
Already, you know Young. You better come on over here. Donation.
Yes, indeed.
I love you, dog.
What a way to start this show off. He said, Law, what's up, guys? And he said, aloha. You know what I'm saying? And he said, what do you think of the new hires, basically? We got new philosophies now, Big Game James. And,
hell yeah, we got new philosophies.
Got brand new shoes. New shoes.
Hey, can I pat myself on the back right quick?
Pat it on the back, man. What's good?
I'm just gonna pat myself. I ain't saying I was the first. I'm not saying that. I was not the first. But I will say that as soon as they were talking about a real coaching change, Mike McCarthy was one of the guys that I wanted. Him and Urban Meyer. I said Urban Meyer because I felt like Urban Meyer was more of a control guy, and he was going to get things under control. But one of the reasons why I like Mike McCarthy, because he's tough, he's hard-nosed, and he's a no-frills type guy to me. And how many times when I watched the Packers, he was getting on people. I remember when he had Eddie Lacy back there, and he's like, guess what? You better lose that weight or you ain't playing, or we're gonna fine you unless you get your weight down, because we're not going to be having that. And that's one of the reasons why I really loved him. He's proven. He's won a Super Bowl. He's been to championships. He's owned Jason Garrett 5-0 against Jason Garrett. So we should already know what the hell he was doing to us as the Cowboys franchise. So, and then I think it was Derek Eggleston. I think Foots maybe talked about it on the show last night, how Aaron Rodgers didn't come out as a polished prospect. He almost dropped out the first round.
True. And people fail to realize that. And it's so funny.
John Jones, hey, with the $5. Oh, he came with the $2. I got excited. $2 holla.
Hey,
we still good.
Same.
And then Young Wilson said, I got you. $4.99. Holla. Young Wilson, I love you.
Coming through in the clutch, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
Cobra clutch. Man. I love y'all.
Man, that's what I'm talking about. It's late night and we still rocking the Dallas
The late
Cowboys.
night hype.
Look,
the late night hype.
That's what we should name this segment. Every Tuesday night, the late night hype, talking Dallas Cowboys and beyond.
The late night hype.
And remember, you listen.
And remember, you are listening to
late night hype.
You got the voice for that. Let me tell you something, dog. If you ever want to do a night job, you better get your butt on a radio station at night that plays them hits. And now we got the slow jam. You would kill it on the slow jam, and everybody would listen to you. I'm just letting you know that's a great profession for you. You want to do on a part time. You would make a lot of money.
Hey, ladies. Remember.
Ron the Don. What's up with you, Ron the Don? And what's up with everybody in the house? I love y'all. Let's talk about some Cowboys
football, man. So we went and fooled around and hired your guy, the guy that
My
you
guy.
predicted. And then on top of that, I recall that you also said, just because people are saying that McCarthy had Aaron Rodgers and he made him, what happened to the argument of Sean Payton and Drew Brees?
Drew
was
Brees.
The first one to
Bill
say
Belichick.
that. Bill Belichick. And
Tom
Brady. So it goes on and on and on, Cowboy Nation. So we can't have it both ways, basically. We can't have it both ways.
Can't have it both ways.
I seen people make the argument that Jason Garrett and Mike McCarthy is the same person.
Man, that you know what's so funny about this? And I made a post law, and I was like, you know what? Don't nobody know what the hell is gonna happen with Mike McCarthy and the staff. It's funny when I didn't even listen to Stephen A. Smith. I'm sorry, I just don't watch him. But I see bits and pieces, here on Twitter and things of that nature. And when you listen to these guys rip up the choice, shut up.
Right.
You don't know what Mike McCarthy is going to do with the Dallas Cowboys. Y'all act like, oh, that was not a good choice on whether. Shut up. You don't know. It's an opinion. It's not a fact. Nobody knows what's going to happen with this thing. But one thing we did need to know, in my opinion, Cowboys needed this. They needed this structure. They needed this discipline. The guys that I think he's bringing on the staff are going to make these other guys bring attention. Like, guess what? You don't bring it, your spot still ain't going to be here. And I feel like that's what's going to happen, because how many times do we see with the Cowboys, Law? Oh, you're a second-round draft pick? You ain't getting benched.
Right. The love affair.
Oh, you a first-round draft pick? You ain't getting benched. Oh, you know what? I got a personal relationship with you, and I like you. You're going to play 80% of the snaps, Jason Witten. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring you up, Jason Witten. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring you up.
Right.
But daggone it, you said you were playing 20. The Cowboys said you was playing 20 snaps, 20% of snaps. Oh, we're going to let Blake Jarwin do his thing. And guess what? He ended up playing 75% of snaps. He ended up Why? Because you're friendly.
We still don't have
ain't nobody say, and ain't nobody bench him, no nothing. You feel me? I need somebody to come and say, you guess what? We love you, but you're gonna take a seat because I need Blake Jarwin in there because he can stretch the field and you can't. I love you. Sorry.
And Jason Witten had the audacity to be yelling on the sidelines, and I'm sitting here like, dude.
Shut your ass up.
Yeah, sit your butt down. Grow some hair somewhere. And trust me.
Yelling at people and you can't get no yards after catch. Man, hush. Stop
and trust me, Cowboy Nation, this is not a Jason Witten hatred because I love Jason Witten. Trust me, from the sun up to sundown, we love Jason Witten. But the sun done set on him. You see what I'm saying? And for us to see him being frustrated, to see him being upset about something on the sideline, I'm sitting there like, dude, talking about the pot calling the kettle black.
Right.
Sit down somewhere, understood that you dropped the ball or you didn't cut on your release and you didn't get the separation. And
how many passes did you drop this year?
Yes.
How many passes did you drop this year?
Mm-hmm. And so on top of that, what happened here, when you fall in love with players, Cowboy Nation, we haven't got the proper evaluation for the nation on Blake Jarwin. We don't know. Do you know what Blake Jarwin going to do next year?
We don't know. We don't know. We seen bits and pieces and we seen flashes, but think about if Blake Jarwin, he started 7 games, blocked on half of them, and had a career year with 31 catches, over 300-some yards, had 3 touchdowns. Witten had 4. Just in that little bit of time, and you didn't even start. If you double those numbers, Witten had 66. You don't think Jarwin could have had 66 with averaging over 11 yards a catch? Man, just think how much more dynamic would have been the offense if you could have featured a Blake Jarwin this year. You get what I'm saying? And then you can add a tight end next year. You get what I mean? So I just hope like the love affair with the players is gone. I understand you got to love your players. I'm not saying go in there and be we hate nothing like that. But the love affair has to go. This is a business.
The business, straight up.
Okay, this is a business. Like they're getting paid. This is a business. And in business, you got to produce. And you can't just be buddy-buddy with everybody because, we just talked, Law. When you get buddy-buddy with your employer, you miss the little things. You cut corners, and then guess what? You become average and mediocre, just like we missed the playoffs this year.
And just like I've seen in my life, Jerry Rice, one of the greatest wide receivers of all time. He got cut. 49ers cut him. He went off to the Seattle Seahawks. He went off to the Raiders. He went off to several teams. It's not the fact that 49ers don't like him or didn't love what he did out there and exhibit and exude it, but they said it was time for him to go. And it's just the reality of it. And,
that's what it is. Hey, ho, Jops. Gives me a $199. Holla. He said he's ready for them scheme breakdowns from these coaches, dog. Well, here's the thing, because we don't know. We don't know what Mike Goldenose is going to do because he wasn't a defensive coach last year. He was a linebackers coach with the Saints. And you see how much he got them better. But he's been notoriously been a 3-4 guy. I don't know if they're going to switch to that because then I don't know if we're set with our linebackers. We're going to have to get a big, fat defensive tackle. Everything's going to have to change as far as where they were going to draft. So I'm interested to see if they're going to stay in that 4-3 or 3-4 because if they go to 3-4, obviously we're going to have to understand what's going to have to happen in that draft. They're going to have to get a tackle early, a big boy or a run stuffer, something like that, because that 3-4 is predicated with those linebackers coming at you. But those 3 down linemen, especially that tackle in the middle, he must be able to take a double team.
Yes, indeed. And hey, ho.
Hey, ho.
Rodney Ellis with the $2 holla.
$2 holla. What's up with you, Rod?
Kirkpatrick Cram. Cram. Shout out to you. And also young Dollar Wilson, man, with the $1.99 for your mind. He said start Witten. Oh, I'm sorry. Misread. Start Cram. He said start Jarwin. We might have won a couple games per se.
Could have happened, but see, here's the thing. You know, we got a lot of free agents coming up next year, well, this year, and Blake Jarwin is a restricted free agent.
Right.
So, and you know, there's going to be people that if the Philadelphia Eagles tried to poach him a couple years ago, and people saw just a small sample of him, there are going to be teams that's going to go after him. So the Cowboys definitely have to re-sign and bring Blake Jarwin back. But as I said before, you see they got who's that? Tom Sula as the defensive line coach. Mike Nolan is the defensive coordinator. Kellen Moore is looking like he's coming back, or they're wanting him to come back in the fold. And I think that would be a good marriage between him and Mark McCarthy. And then your boy from the Rams, what's his name? Last name? Special teams. I just threw a Fossil. Yeah, John Fossil.
Bones, as they call him.
He looked like Bones. He looked like he got cancer, dog. He's skinny as hell. I'm skinny. I'm slim, but you super slim, bro.
I'm slim too, but I was looking at him. I'm like,
not like that. That's super bones.
Somebody give him a sandwich or something.
A big sandwich, or give him an IV.
A hamburger and some French fries. You know,
a bunch of hamburgers and a bunch of fries, dog. You need about 5 Happy Meals, bro, a day.
Bones, but if he can get this special team to play any way better than what we were playing last year, man. He can be as thin as a sheet of notebook paper.
You feel me?
But here's the thing, as far as philosophy, and we talked about 3-4 versus a 4-3. A 4-3 type of defense and the type of players that we've been scouting for the Dallas Cowboys been one gap players, shoot gap, hit gap, get off the burst real quick, and these sorts of things. But when you playing 3-4, it's more technical. It's more of two gap situation, taking on two people at one time and having your edge to compress and get out there to the edge and get to the quarterback. Or when you blitz from the interior inside linebackers, they're going to shoot those A gaps, or they're going to penetrate the B gap, or they're going to go back to the double A gap blitzings and these sorts of things. The 3-4 defense is so complex that they don't allow you to play 3-4 defense as it relates to Pro Bowl, you see, because that type of defense is designed to create pressure and confusion. You see, it's hard to read that 3-4 defense when you don't know whether or not the interior linebacker, he's going to shoot the gap or he's going to fall back in coverage, or you're going to send a quote-unquote Jalen Smith out there on the edge and he's playing, well, he's going to still be standing up. But it's hard for young DBs to recognize and identify big game, James, unless without series of tapes to seeing how they're going to stop that type of look. Now, the reason why Rob Marinelli don't do that type of style of defense, because he's more of a traditional 4-3 down lineman or what have you, is because he was successful at Tampa Bay with the Tampa 2 defense opposed to the 3-4. Mike Nolan and Tom Sula, they don't know nothing about 4-3. They gonna go what's comfortable, and then on top of that, they got a small shelf life. And on top of, McCarthy got 5, they probably got 2.
And they're gonna have to bring it, and just like you said with that 3-4, linebackers it's gonna, like I said, it's gonna change a lot of philosophy, because where we weren't really linebacker dominant, now if you go to that 3-4, you're gonna have to be linebacker dominant. You're gonna have, that's gonna be your force of players, is those 4 backers. And then you still got that situation. I'm keeping it real. Me and you had already talked about it. I ain't sure about the LV. They keep on talking about naming LVE and Jalen Smith and all them. I'm sorry, and I'm not saying his career is over, nothing like that. But dog, you had your neck infused surgery on spinal stenosis. I don't make me feel good, and you're playing linebacker where you have to hit people every day. I'm sorry. I feel like if you go to that 3-4, Mike Nolan's is on board now, and he goes to that 3-4, you got to get them linebackers. I'm sorry, I'm not trusting LVE's neck. And then they're talking about, can DeMarcus Lawrence stand up and play it? Guess what? When Bill Parcells came over to the Dallas Cowboys, they were 4-3 dominated, and what did he do? He switched to the 3-4. He brought his guys in, and guess what? Greg Ellis, who was a defensive end, 4-3 defensive end, he went and stood up, and he had his best year as an outside linebacker when he had 12.5 sacks, and he bulked. Remember when he first was Parcells came in, he didn't want to play linebacker. He wanted to play the end. Parcells said, this is what you're going to do, and this is going to be better for you. And guess what? He ended up having a better career. So I believe DeMarcus Lawrence can be a stand-up backer as long as he's not dropping in coverage and things of that nature. And I think they can make that work. But if they do, they're going to have to address things as free agency. bring back like a Joe Thomas, things of that nature, they're really going to have to shore up that linebacker, and we're going to have to figure out what they're going to do at that defensive line position, because I don't think Malik Collins ain't that guy in the middle.
No, he'll be too light.
I like Antoine Woods, but he's not going to be heavy enough to hold that point attack.
He'll get thrown out of the
Hell
club,
no.
Man.
He's not going to be able to hold it.
Look, those guys that's in the interior, they can barely beat one gap situations. You can only imagine when you ask them to do two gap procedures, is that just not going to work. But we do. I'm going to say this, Cowboy Nation. If the Roger Goodells get out for his high horse and just fall back a little bit, Randy Gregory can play outside linebacker position.
Yes. And then
Robert Quinn. Yeah. And what's that kid name? I forgot.
Jalen Jelks.
Jalen Jelks, Oregon, right?
That's my guy.
That's your boy.
That's my guy. I wrote an article about him. I loved him. I watched him in training camp. We both watched him. Man, he's got great size, 6 foot. He's a legit 6'5". He's a legit, he has that size, who I liked in the draft when we were talking about Edmonds from Buffalo. Yeah. That was my guy who I wanted to draft besides LVE. And you've seen what he's did his first 2 years, been dominant. His first 2 years at Buffalo. But that size, 6'5", 250 pounds, that's what Jalen Jelks brings to the table. And they already have him listed as a linebacker. So maybe you got them. You still got Joe Jackson in the fold. You still got Dorrance Armstrong Jr. So they can figure out who can be rush ends and figure out who can transition to play linebacker. And I like Malcolm Smith. I think we in that short little time that we that short little bit of time that we saw Malcolm Smith is better than keeping that damn Chris Covington on the roster.
Right.
What the hell? You got him on the roster for 2 years and he ain't did jack poo. Yeah. So bring a Malcolm Smith back, something like that, and then possibly look at maybe another free agent linebacker and look maybe in late rounds as a linebacker if they do transition. I believe Mike Nola can flex between a 4-3 and a 3-4, but I'm not tripping if they go to the 3-4. My main thing is I'm just excited for the new breath of fresh air. I'm not sitting there saying Super Bowl or anything like that. Right. When you got a guy has a pedigree, and I believe he's going to come in because he's not family. So I believe Jerry will have a shorter fuse with him when, like a Jason Garrett. So the clock is ticking for a Mike McCarthy to get it done because he don't got a long life.
He don't have a long shelf life, Cowboy Nation. Shout out to Thomas Garrett for making a donation to help grow the nation with that $2 holla.
$2 holla. And shout out to Vondell Jackson with the $9.99 holla. Smack me in the face with that holla. He says, I like the moves we are making. We're getting old Cowboys players to coach the team. Just don't bring Jason Witten in them yet. Make them earn it. I was talking about that on my show, Law. Everybody's talking about, Jerry was like, I love to see Witten as a coach and Sean Lee. Yeah, I think they could maybe be good coaches. But when you see a Michael McCarthy, when you see Tom Sula, when you see Mike Nolan, they have years of coaching in the league before they went into certain type of positions. And that's what I told you, and I keep coming back to that, and that's why I feel like one of the reasons why we had a problem with Garrett was because when he retired from football, he was a quarterback's coach for 1 year. It came right into something where it was given, and I don't want anything given. It has to be earned.
Cronyism and nepotism is the downfall to most of these businesses as you run it as a mom and pops, and we see it at face value now. We're looking at this team, and the same love affair that we had for these players are gone. Just like you said, if D-Law don't want to conform, or he don't want to say, hey, I want to stand up, I don't want to stand up, I want to put my hand in the dirt,
you're going to stand up.
Then they get on that phone call and they say, hey, Jets,
what you think about a trade?
What's up, Jets? You guys want some pressure, edge rusher? And we'll throw you him, and we get Jamal Adams from you.
But you see what I'm saying, Law? That's what I think we have been missing, because it would seem like they say the inmates shouldn't run the asylum.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? The inmates can never run the asylum. And when I hear a lot of the players, and I'm not hating, a lot of the players had a lot of love to say about Garrett. But
a whole bunch of love.
Because I'm not saying it was hard, but come on, dog. I seen that training camp. It wasn't hard. That wasn't no hard-ass training camp. We was out there, and I've been out there the last 2 years. Them wasn't hard training camps, y'all. They're not. I don't care. And we need that toughness. I posted an interview with James Jones. I believe, listen on here, Justin Quarles says he's seen an interview with Jermichael Finley saying he's tough and hard-nosed. And we seen Mark McCarthy. We seen him. He don't play around. He's a tough-nosed guy. He does not play around.
Right.
And when he's coming into a new area, you think he's going to be soft on them boys?
No, because he got to set his tone. He's got to
set the tone early. He's got to establish the tone early. So what do you think he's going to do when he get in there?
Oh, man. He
going to hurt some feelings up in there. But maybe some feelings need to be hurt. You get what I'm saying? So, also, I think my guy, Jamie O'Dale, what's up with you, big dog? He also mentioned the cornerback position. We really got to address this defense because we got to look at the cornerback position. I don't know if Byron Jones is coming back. I think the Cowboys will make an offer for him, but they're going to let him test the waters. And if he finds something better, I think Byron Jones is going. And you got Cheeto and you got Jordan Lewis and this is their next year. This is their last year of their contract. And then Anthony Brown, I don't see him coming back unless it's like on a super cheap. So they're going to have to look at cornerback. Now we have a Lumba and they got Chris Restrepo, who I think is going to be I like him. I'm glad they kept him. We got the big, tall corner. But they are going to have to address that in the draft, cornerback. And we have to find out. I personally said that maybe think about putting Cheeto as some safety this year. Maybe let him play in some part-time safety. But they're going to have to figure out that back end as well. So I think we have more questions on the defensive side that needs to be addressed than the offensive side. But I really hope Kellen Moore does come back, in my opinion, because I like to see him and Mike McCarthy work together and see how that goes as far as Dak Prescott. And please bring back John Kitna.
Yes, we can't just get rid of everybody. Can't throw the baby out with the bathwater, as they say. We got to look at this team and say, okay, we got to establish some type of continuity. And my first selection will be Kellen Moore, the offensive line coach, as well as maybe on the defensive side, we maybe have to keep Chris Richard. I don't know. Don't crucify me, Cowboy Nation. But we got to keep some type of continuity with somebody. You can't just get rid of everybody.
I don't know if Chris Richard is going to be back because I was seeing how he was having conflicts with, Ben Bloom. And
but Ben Bloom's gone, though, right?
That's what I'm saying.
He's nowhere to be found around here now because of the situation with Mike Nolan.
Right. So, I mean, we'll see. I don't know if what the definite thing is with Richard is going to happen. I said a couple of days ago I would love to see Richard by himself without Rob Marinelli be able to coach the defense, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen.
Right.
But if you look at Mike Nolan, they say he got crucified with Atlanta, but he's a guy that gets turnovers. He's a guy that gets turnovers. And what is one of the biggest things that Cowboys have been famishing on is turnovers. And that's what we need. We need guys that can create turnovers. And I believe Nolan, and I like a Mike Nolan. Some people are like, whatever. But maybe as a head coach, no. But as a coordinator, a defensive coordinator, and I feel like the pressure is going to be on him to produce. And when you got pressure, it can bust them pipes. And I feel like that pressure with Mike Nolan, and he's going to come in and establish a lot of different things as far as the defense. Rob Marinelli, I'm not hating on you, dog, but I just feel like, they called you Papa Rod and Dad and all that good stuff, and that's all great.
Right.
But you know what?
You got to throw in the nicknames.
You're 70 years old, dog.
You got to throw in the nicknames. You give people nicknames.
Come on, man. It's time for these new voices, and I'm glad to hear no hate on who we had, but it's time to really get down to business. Cowboys are in a win now mode. Like I said, the Cowboys are around 25, 26 of age, average age. A lot of the top guys are in their prime years, especially with the offensive line. They don't got time to be waiting to fool around. This is a win-now mode team. This is a win now. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why Jerry did go with Mike McCarthy and they didn't go with the college coach. A lot of people were liking the Lincoln Riley, innovative and all that good stuff. But you know what? Ain't nobody got time to know if Lincoln Riley can make it in the NFL. We would worry about
training, yeah.
You feel me? Just like when Jimmy Johnson, he won his championships with 2 college coaches.
Right.
But when Jimmy Johnson came in, the team was nothing. So you can come in with a college coach because you're rebuilding. So it's okay if he loses because you're rebuilding. I'm not bringing in no damn college coach when this team is ready to win now, and I don't know if you're ready for that pro game. No, I'm going to need to go with somebody who's proven. I need to go with somebody who's going to get these guys together, and we need to get these championships now. So that's why I love the hire, and I love who Mike McCarthy's bringing in. You took that year off to get better. People were talking about, you just pushing this to, get – yeah, who wouldn't? At the end of the day, wouldn't you like somebody who took a year off and said, I need to get better. I need to learn this. I need to learn that. I don't want to add this. I want to have an analytics team. We need to do this to get better. That's what got me more excited about Mike McCarthy because he didn't sit and rest on his laurels like, oh, I'm Mike McCarthy.
Right.
I have a Super Bowl, this and that. No, he said, you know what? I got to get better.
Right. And bettering your best is always the best thing. Cowboy Nation, quick homework assignment that I want to give out to everybody, and this is what they're going to do. The teams that these coaches came from, 9 times out of 10, the free agency period, when it rolls around, there's 2 phases of the free agency. There's the free agency before the draft, and there's free agency after the draft. Those players that played for those guys, 9 times out of 10, would like to really get back into the mix. So they're going to come to Dallas. Like I said, the current players that's on this roster right now, they don't have no love affair for them. So look for the Green Bay Packers free agency list. Study that. The Atlanta Falcons free agency list. Study that. The Washington Foreskin, or whatever what you're going to call it. The Washington team. Look at them because that's where Tom Sula. Tom Sula. That's where he came from. And Mike Nolan for the Atlanta Falcons as well as whatever team he was on. So
linebackers coach with the Saints.
For the Saints, so Saints free agency list. They gonna be like, hey, coach, what's up? I'm out there on the market. Hit your boy up.
And you know what I was also hearing, and I just heard from Marcus Callaway that Kellen Moore is staying. Good info from you, Marcus Callaway. Appreciate you. Kellen Moore is staying, which I really like that. I mean, some people are hating on Kellen Moore. Why? I think it was more of a gear thing. Mm-hmm. You come in your first year and you had a top offense damn near all year. How can you hate on that? You get what I'm saying? You're a rookie offensive coordinator. Yes, did he make some mistakes? We get it, but he was a rookie. Right. Let him still continue to learn and grow. But one of the things that I was hearing about Mike McCarthy, he was frustrated with Ted Thompson and the ownership with the Green Bay Packers was he was wanting more players, and they were resting on the players they had. They were always trying to go out there and just, pluck somebody from free agency. And he's like, no, I need to draft players. We need to get some young players in here. We need to get this. We need to get that. McCarthy was pushing that. And that's where the friction was coming the last few years because he was feeling like they weren't bringing him the talent, keep on building that talent. Because remember, that defense started falling off when he left. So he was having frustrating problems. And one thing, he's not going to have that problem with Jerry Jones because Jerry Jones is going to get you them players. Jerry Jones will spin. Jerry Jones will get you that. I know we got Stephen Jones. He's more of a penny pincher.
Right.
But they will get you the players. Mike McCarthy, you just got to get to the next level. You have to do what a John Gruden did. You're going to have to do what a Steve Kerr did. You're going to have to do what other coaches did that. You know what? They got so far, but this coach came in and he took us to the next level, and that's what we're hoping Mike McCarthy can do.
Hey, my guy, Young Wilson.
He
said, made $1.99 holler, man. He says, go Cowboys, and talk to you all later. On his way out. That's what I'm talking about. Donations on his way out, big game, James.
Donation.
Hey, here's the thing, though. If I'm Mike McCarthy, you know, what's that steak joint around here in Texas that everybody say, well, you got to go see? I think it's Nick and Sam's.
Yeah,
Nick and Sam's. Shout out to Nick and Sam's.
Shout out to you, dog.
Can
I get some sponsorship?
Yeah. Nick and Sam's. Hey, hook a brother up. I don't want to be like Fossil. I want to
come over there. We'll come over there and do some shows for you. Break us off some steaks.
Right. Break us off some steaks. Here's the thing, though. If I'm McCarthy, I'm getting on the phone with Will McClay. Say, hey, what's up, man? I got a reserved table for you over here at Nick and Sam's. I want to see you for about an hour and a half. Let's talk about this team and your philosophy, and I'm going to bring you my philosophy, and I'm going to show you where I want to go, and you can guide me where you want to go so we can be working together, because the worst thing that can ever happen for this team collectively, I think the offense is going to be okay.
So do I.
Offense is going to be okay. Dak Prescott is going to continue to improve, but I'm looking at this defense, and the worst thing that can happen is remember when Ryan came in, Big Game James, Rob Ryan, one of the Ryan brothers came in, and he said he's going to do this with the defense, he's going to do that with the defense, and boy, oh boy, those guys, the defense was good, but they were learning on the job, and I don't want that to happen.
But you know what? When Ryan came in, a lot of the Cowboys players were crying. Why? Because they had that 3-4 defense. It's too complicated.
Right, remember that?
It's too complicated. We can't learn this. We can't just play. We got to read and do this and do that. We can't just react. And they was all crying. And then he got rid of him and went back to the 4-3. Whining and crying about it. Guess what? if this is the guy that's the coach and he said this is the defense we're going to do, and guess what? You're just going to have to learn that mud-sucking stuff.
Yeah, learn it. So I don't want – if anybody whine now, and I don't think Jordan Lewis or if Byron Jones somehow happen to stay, I don't think that those boys are going to whine, or Cheeto Wouzier, or even Xavier Woods, Jeff Heath, because they're going to have to bring Jeff Heath, and he going to probably be one of the linebackers out of that 3-4. So – I don't think that those boys are going to whine. Shout out to Rico Suave, man, for the donation to help grow this thing, man. Really appreciate you, man.
Donation.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So what's your thoughts on that?
What's that? I don't feel like, like I said, the defense, you know what? It needs a good kick in the ass right now, okay? Because hot boys this and hot boys cans and hot boys coolers and hot boy bikes and I forget all the hot boys. I hope they come in there and say, you know what?
Clear eye view.
Yeah, guess what? We ain't talking no hot boys, nothing. We're going to, guess what, get down and dirty in lunch pail and earn this. And we ain't going to worry about and I ain't going to lie, when the name came out, I like the identity that they were trying to establish, and they ran with it that year that they created it.
Right.
But it's almost like, oh, we rest on our laurels just like Cowboys do. We know the teams when they do real good and come back the next year, oh, we still sweet, this and that. No, you have to work even harder the next year to earn that name again. You get what I'm saying? You have to work even harder. If you were good last year, you have to work even harder this year. And I feel like the Cowboys fell back because guess what? We rested on our laurels. Yeah, we the hot boys. We were great last year. Nobody gives a hell if you was great last year. This is a what can you do for, or what have you done for me lately? And nobody wants to hear no hot boys this and hot boys that, and y'all ain't producing. And it wasn't like it was a bad defense, but the defense should have been better, especially in some critical games that we had. So I think that what the guys that they're bringing in, I think they're going to bring a lot more tough nose. I just feel like I like Rob, but I just feel like I don't know if it was a country club atmosphere. It just felt like it was easier with them guys. It just felt like it was easier, and I don't want it to be easy. I mean, when we looked at Michael Strahan and them guys when they was with the Giants, they hated Tom Coughlin.
Yeah,
they were hating him.
Yeah,
but you know what? They came back later and said, "I really appreciated him. I didn't like him in the beginning because he was setting the clocks 10 minutes early. He was doing this. He was doing that. He was on our ass. I couldn't come, But guess what? They won Super Bowls out of that.
They won it. Hey, I'm trying to think. What Super Bowl winning team really liked their coach? I'm trying to think. Maybe the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know. I don't know nobody who really liked their coach when they won a Super Bowl. I can see tons of people who don't like Bill Belichick. I can see tons of people that didn't like Bill Parcells. I can see tons of people that didn't like Jimmy Johnson. I can see tons of people that didn't like, I guess you can say John Harbaugh at some points. But this team, now we got some uneven structure going on. And remember, Cowboy Nation, you don't get nowhere with comfort, you see.
No, you can't be comfortable.
Diamonds are made through triple pressure in the heat of the world. You see?
Pressure. That's how you get better. Hey, ho, young Wilson, you came over here, dog. I love you. I love you, dog. I knew you would. It said, BGJ, good night, bro. Go Cowboys. Aloha to you as well. Appreciate you, big dog, young Wilson. But it can't be comfortable.
Unless Pete Carroll. Somebody brought up Pete Carroll. He's the outlier.
Yeah, they probably. Yeah. You gotta love Pete Carroll. Yeah. But why do you love Pete Carroll though? He's energetic.
Yeah, he is now. Yeah,
he is a 60-something-year-old energetic dude. That's why you love him. But he's still on it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He still is hard on them players. He's still I feel like a no frills guy, but he does know how to relate to them players with that energy. And that makes you play for that coach even harder. That makes you play for them even harder. And I just feel like everybody loved Garrett, but you can love him, but that don't mean you're going to give your best.
Yeah. Some people bringing in some more facts over here. Cedric Skinner, the winner, says Dungy. But Dungy had that stare. You mess up on Dungy, he would sit there. but you know how that goes,
Dungy, I like Dungy, but
yeah.
I don't know.
He's a sportsman, man. Ryan Humphrey said, "What's up, big game, James?"
What up, Facebook. Ryan, big dog? Make sure you update that Silver and Blue Nation page today.
Yes, indeed. Share.
I love you.
Yes, indeed, man. So we looked at everything as far as the new coaching philosophy and their style, the 3-4 defense, and then who going to get the boot as far as the players. Is Sean Lee coming back for a cup of coffee?
How long we going to deal with this Sean Lee thing, man?
He's 33 years old. He had I guess a performance-based contract type of situation, so.
I mean, here's the thing. Mm-hmm. Dude, you still get hurt damn near every year. I know did he play in all 16? He
played 13 games. He played 13 games this year.
13 games this year. My thing is, get into coaching, dog. I don't got time to worry about if your hamstrings or your knees or your ankles is going to be hurt this week. Yes, you came in and subbed for LVE, but every when you were subbing for LVE, I was still wondering, are you going to get hurt? And he's not the Sean Lee that he was before. He's not that Sean Lee anymore. So me personally, bye. That's just me.
Out of 13 games, he'll give you 4 good ones, right? 13 out of 13 games, he give you 4, maybe in a push, 5 game good ones, right?
Man, come on, dog. Like how long? We ain't got time to be wondering if this dude gonna be hurt week in and week out. Dallas don't got time for that, man. You need to get them young boys in there. You need to get some other guys these opportunities, and you need to draft some players, man.
Tristan, scheme fit. What would you do with him?
Ooh, he can. He definitely ain't gonna be in that middle. You might put him at a rush in because he does have a quick first step.
He does have a quick first step.
He does have a quick first step. He was pretty much a bust this year, but I don't think he's a bad player. He just had to get stronger. We'll see what happens in that weight room, but he ain't no one-tech guy. He's more of a like Malik Collins. I think they drafted him knowing that they're thinking they were going to lose Malik Collins and you can stride a Tristan Hill right in. But if they go to that 3-4, I see him more of a rush in than a guy that you're sticking in the middle.
Not enough to evaluate. I think he had like 163 snaps. Not a lot.
And he was deactivated like at least 9 games.
So that's a failed evaluation for that. Do you see like the Cowboys packaging up some of these players that they don't have love for as far as now the new coaching staff and making one big trade, draft day trade or free agency move off and bundle some trades together? What you think?
I can definitely see them being more aggressive and being more open-eyed. I definitely feel like they need to still look at that Jamal Adams things with the Jets. Cowboys have resources, so I definitely think they should still look at that Jamal Adams safety position. I know they got the debit kid from LSU, but I definitely think they will look. I don't know if they're going to do anything blockbuster just because Stephen Jones is there. You get what I'm saying? Maybe if it was Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones didn't have that foot in it like he does, but Stephen Jones has that big foot in it now. And you know Stephen Jones don't like to spend that damn money. You know what I'm saying? And he don't like giving up them draft picks for nothing. So we're really going to have to see with that. On the 17th pick, you can go a little ways, but the good thing about it is, if let's say they went for that kid for LSU, I don't feel like that's going to be a bad thing.
Deal-pad, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's going to be a bad thing because the Cowboys still have talent on the defensive side of the ball. It's not like they don't have talent on the defensive side of the ball. And I think this is a pretty good draft as far as you can get some good corners. Safeties are out there. I just really think they really need to hit this draft hard on that defensive side. Once again, they're doing it again. I thought we had that settled.
Here's the thing, though. I looked at his comp. Somebody had him comped as like a Minka Fitzpatrick, but better. So I'm sitting there like, what? And I saw what Fitzpatrick was able to do for the Steelers. I'm talking about Grant Delpit. So
we should have got him. My God, Minka Fitzpatrick. We should have got him.
Oh yeah, shoot.
What's up, my Cowboys family?
Shout out to my Cowboys family. You know, they the true late night warriors, man. And they be on this thing late at night. Shout out to them.
My Cowboys family did say we did step out there and use that first round for Amari Cooper. True story. But let's keep it real, my Cowboys family. We was all surprised about that. I didn't really think he was really going to jump, but I think more our record being 3-5 made us really push it. I feel like if they would have been okay or been a decent record, they wouldn't have jumped and did that. But it was looking bad at that 3-5 record, and they felt like they had to do something. So kudos for Stephen Jones, because I didn't think Stephen Jones was going to do that because as much as he loves to pick. But if you look at what Amari Cooper was for that first-round pick, that's an excellent trade-off, especially when you look at the age. I think the age of Amari Cooper played a big part in him parting with that first-round draft pick because Amari's still only 25 freaking years old.
Now, with that being said, the market value during the time that we picked him up was 17 to close to 19 million. Well, right at 19 million.
I like Amari.
Do you pay him? Do you pay him like that, or do you sit there and look at what Michael Thomas? And I know that Michael Thomas is Michael Thomas for him, but the market value is now increasing because of the deal that he signed. And of course, the salary cap increase and these sorts. So, what would you do in that situation?
Well, this is what I think. Right now, they're at 18 million in capital that was over from 2019. That I believe. Don't quote me, y'all. That rolls over. I think they're currently at. They'll have 81 million for 2020, and I believe you can add that 18 in a rollover. So, I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me that you spent that first round draft pick and then you just let them walk after that. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, they fiddle-faddle around. Yeah,
and I love Michael Gallup. He had 11 drops though. Yeah. Okay, I still don't know if he's a number one yet. I believe it's Amari Cooper, and Amari Cooper makes Michael Gallup better. The reason why Michael Gallup was better, I believe, was because Amari Cooper commands double teams. He commands them, or you're going to have to keep your eye on Amari Cooper. So I believe Amari Cooper made our whole receiving core better, and he had plantar fasciitis, various ankle knee injuries, and he had 79 catches, a career high, almost had 1,200 yards receiving, career high in touchdowns, career high in yards per average at 15. And that's injuries. So imagine if you're getting an injury-riddled year and he had damn near career numbers across the board and he's only 25, how much more can we get out of Amari Cooper? I say sign that man.
Sign him. Go ahead and sign him.
I say sign that man.
Pat Mahomes.
I'm not ready to put Michael Gallup in the what-ifs of a rookie receiver.
Yeah. But, see, this is what the Cowboys been doing. They've been lollygagging around, and just like with Dak Prescott, I believe without a shadow of a doubt, that immediately after last year's season, well, the season before last now, since this is a new season, if they would have gave Dak Prescott that offer of 27 to 28 million, he would have ran to the podium. And he just said, okay, I signed it, you see. And I think that by the Cowboys waiting, and sitting there saying, okay, we're going to allow you to bet on yourself or what have you, which everybody would love to have more money. Let's be real. This is a capitalistic society. More money you make, that's just what it is, you see. Football is not guaranteed to us. But Pat Mahomes' agency came out and said they're going to be for sure signing him during this offseason. And I'm telling you right now, Cowboy Nation, not saying that Pat Mahomes is light years ahead of Dak Prescott. I know a lot of people going to say that. But from a numbers base, and especially predicated on what he do this weekend, it could be up to grabs. You see what I'm saying? Because then Dak can say, well, according to these figures and according to these stats, because you know how stats go, Cowboy Nation, the big game, James, I want this amount of money because he got that.
Well, I mean, it's going to be tough. You know,
the market is the market.
The market is the market. I hope they don't play the game where they're franchising Dak. I said they would. I hope they don't play that game where they franchise him and do the back and forth, because at the end of the day, if I'm Dak Prescott, I mean, how much more do I have to prove to you guys? I mean, either you want me or you don't. Right. I mean, you wanted to see this year. And what I do, I must do for 5,000 yards. You know what I'm saying? So what more would I have to do? I played in all 16 games, haven't missed a career start, played through injuries. I mean, never been in trouble. Sign this dude, dog.
Yeah, it's going to
Are we really trying to go back and start over at the drawing board, drafting a quarterback and go through all that, and when it's a win now mode? Are we really trying to do that, Law?
Well, Justin Hughes.
I mean, you got pieces in place to make a run. Why start? Why mess that? Why mess that up, Law?
I don't know. It just depends on how Mike McCarthy, and from what I've read and what I was able to see, he loves Dak Prescott. He loves him, you see. So it's not up to him to say, okay, I'm gonna get rid of him, because he already sees something that a lot of people don't see, and he loves the fact that what Dak Prescott can do as it relates to throwing from the pocket and also rolling out. So let's see.
I mean,
Perry,
if you
Perry
keep,
Locke, thank you for the donation to help grow the nation, man. Dropping $10.
$10 holla. We loving that. But
we win championships when our defense is great. We fix the damn defense, and we will be consistent. We win championships. That's what Perry Locke says.
I mean, defense does win championships.
Yeah, it does.
But I got my guy Jop says he thinks Dak will get franchised and he needs to prove it again to the new coach. I disagree. I don't feel like he has to prove it again. Why? He's had 4 years. And his numbers, look at his numbers in 4 years. It's not like they're trash. Right. It's not like he's been a winner every year except this past season as far as record-wise. He's been to the playoffs twice.
Technically, not to cut you off, big game, James, he never had a losing season.
You get what I'm saying? So I don't think he has to prove it again to Mike McCarthy, because Mike McCarthy had glowing reviews from his 2016 season because he saw him twice. Saw him in the regular season, they beat him. They lost in the playoffs, but he had a lot of good things to say about him and Ezekiel Elliott. And we know that Mike McCarthy likes running back. He had your boy over there, Lacey, and he was running that ball with him. I believe when he was with New Orleans, he had Ricky Williams, and Ricky Williams toted that damn rock. So you get what I'm saying?
Now, man, you bringing some facts.
So my opinion, we don't need to mess up what is already there, especially you have the pieces ready. So why don't you sign your guys? Why sit there and play this game and, let's go in the draft? And no, this is win now mode, dog. This is win now mode, dog. Maybe if you're rebuilding, then think about it, but this is win now mode. And we ain't got time to be figuring out or wondering if this player can do this and that. We've seen what Dak Prescott can do. And we don't think Mike McCarthy can't make him better. I think he can. And if you still keep Kitten in the fold with McKellen Moore, I think it's going to be an even better Dak Prescott, y'all.
My goodness, you ain't lying. And also, Frank Gore, Garrison Hurst, those guys coach some good running backs, man. When you think about it, if you start looking at the coaching tree and you start looking at players that they coach some good guys. Even Mike Nolan, he coached Ed Reed. Not saying that he was the reason why Ed Reed played the way he played, but there's something to do with a lot of this stuff, Cowboy Nation. And I'm not trying to sell you guys dreams and false hopes. And shout out to Stand Alone Complex for making the $5 holla, the donation.
$5 holla.
He said,
I love the hollers.
Javon Kinlaw. That's a good name at the end of it, Kinlaw. He said South Carolina guy flexed shirtless. He's a war daddy. I have to really take a good look at Kinlaw.
Deuce McAllister too.
Deuce McAllister. See, we got some guys that coached up some good running backs. So they probably can look at Tony Pollard and say, hey, man, back when I coached such and such, you see, this is why I want you to hit this run. This is why I want you to do a reverse at this point. This is why I want to see you squeeze from the inside. Or this is why we're going to do this draw play right here in this moment, you see.
And let's not also forget, Law, McCarthy had to make the tough decision with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
Because Brett Favre was still established, and he wasn't trying to move out the way, and McCarthy wanted Rodgers, and it got real dicey. You get what I'm saying? So he's in there to be able to make tough decisions. That's a tough decision when you have a future Hall of Famer and you have a guy that you drafted that you want to take the reins now. People forget about that back and forth that was going on in Green Bay. And like I said, when Rodgers came in, he didn't come in just throwing 5 touchdowns a game and this and that. You know what? Mike McCarthy helped develop him. And when people say, it got stale when McCarthy over Green Bay, I was saying this. After you're with the organization so long, that voice begins to fall on deaf ears.
Right.
They'll hear you, but they just don't listen as much because it's the same thing over and over, and we ain't getting championships. See, like when you got Belichick, they'll listen to him, and he's a great coach because he's winning Super Bowls. Yeah. If they was doing all that and they weren't winning, ain't nobody listening to no damn Bill Belichick.
Right.
Let's just keep it real. You can be there 10, 12 years, but if you ain't winning, players ain't going to keep listening to you. That's just the truth.
And that's why Bill Belichick, when that started to happen, he'll cut him, trade him, he'll get rid of him.
Exactly. I'll get rid of you and get a young guy.
Get a young guy.
Because that young guy is going to be more impressionable, where that veteran is going to be like, I ain't going to keep doing this. Oh, you ain't keep doing this? Well, we're trading you. Cut, bye. They see those things before it come up and get rid of y'all.
Yes, indeed. Newsflash, Cowboy Nation, regardless of how y'all look at Mike McCarthy, you don't go 15-1 by mistake. You don't. I know that Aaron Rodgers, everybody say he's a bad man, but you don't go 15-1 one year by mistake. And then on top of that, Big Game James, the year he won the Super Bowl, they was 10-6. We just that far. We not that far away being removed from being 10-6. So
last year.
So that's motivation, Cowboy Nation. That's life. That's hope. And when there's hope in the future, there's power in the presence, Cowboy Nation. So we got this thing. We just got to figure out ways, man. We got 6 more minutes before we wrap this show up, Cowboy Nation. Shout out to you, Jet D, for making a donation to help grow the nation, man. He said, #baby beard. Big Game J. You see, I showed you out a little bit.
I can't touch the baby. I cannot get no damn facial hair. I can only do the goatee. And it took me, I didn't even grow my goatee. I didn't even start getting facial hair until I was like 26, Law.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So it took a long time. And so when I finally got my goatee like I wanted, I said, I ain't never cutting you off, baby. We're gonna stay here forever.
You gonna say
I
that
love
forever.
my goatee. And my boo thing really love my goatee. So that's when I get all nice and cute for it. Ain't that right, boo?
Yeah.
Boo. Hey, boo.
Hey, she like, yes, I want to goatee.
Hey, boo.
Jonathan,
You got the
appreciate
baby
you.
beard.
Pablo, Terrence, shout out to you all that's on the Facebook panel, man. I'm sorry I didn't get to your questions there. Who do you got live over there, Big Game James, that you want to get?
Well, I got Chris Shaw. He says, I kind of want to see Jalen in the 3-4. Yeah,
wow.
I kind of feel you on that.
Yeah.
KG, what's up with your KG? He says Cooper definitely has to step up because he was a no-show in a lot of games. I'm not going to say a lot of games, maybe a few games, not a lot of games. But like I said, you had career numbers and you were injury. So that's what I look at with Amari Cooper. Also, I got Mark Scott. He said, one thing I like about McCarthy showed AR different defensive looks from 3-4, 4-3 in a hybrid. He should do the same with Dak. So, you know what? I like what a lot of people are saying, but you know what? A lot of people, Cowboys fans, are on board. If you were a hater of this, you just need to go somewhere because that just sounds like you a miserable Cowboy fan. If you ain't even happy about this right here, because we are at the cusp. We should have been playoffs this year. Let's keep it real, y'all. We should be in the playoffs right now. Let's
play better. We play in the playoffs.
I mean, missing field goals, dropping balls. I mean, critical mistakes, but we really should still be in there, but we're not. But now you got a guy in here, like I said, who's proven, and we're already right there. So we just need somebody to get us over the hump. And I'm not saying Mike McCarthy is going to do it because we don't know, but I feel like you have a really, really good chance, especially when I listen to former Packers players that really gave a thumbs up with this guy. There wasn't a lot of people in the Packers organization, and they don't owe it to Mike McCarthy to say good things about him.
Yes,
that's what people don't understand. Yeah. They don't owe Mike McCarthy, Mike McCarthy was this and that. They don't owe him. They can say, I don't like Mike McCarthy.
He trash.
What does it matter? You get what I'm saying? And I'm hearing former players that keep on giving him glowing reviews. And the thing that they kept on saying with him was James Jones was saying he's going to get his offensive guys the ball.
That's what I'm talking about.
Ezekiel Elliott, Amari Cooper, his stars they're going to get the ball. And that's what James Jones was saying. And then when I heard Jermichael Finley, tough, hard nose. That's what the Cowboys need.
Hey, this is what I want to do right quick, Big Game James. I'm going to give 4 things that Law want to see from this team this new season. Number 4, I want to see special teams play. You see what I'm saying? I want to see special team play. I will be looking for that. That's number 4. Number 3, I want to see more blitzing. I think that if we can just blitz more, just blitz,
please.
but just blitz, man. I think blitzing would cause turnovers and takeaways. That's my 3rd thing. Number 2, I want to see the running back unit, not just Ezekiel Elliott, but the unit collectively run better.
McCarthy's going to do that.
I want to see that.
Tony Pollard's going to play with McCarthy.
And the number one thing that I want to see with this Dallas Cowboys team, and I hope you guys write it down because you guys can hold it to me, because these are the things that I really want to see improve with this team. Dak Prescott in the red zone, money zone, green zone, throw more fade balls. You see, fade receivers, jump balls or something like that to compress it to the outside. I want to see a better, efficient play out of Dak Prescott. I said that the year before this year, I said I wanted to see Dak Prescott climb the pocket better, go through his progressions. He did everything that I said. He checked off on that box, okay? Now this year, going into this new season, I want to see Dak Prescott throw a better ball when it gets to the money zone, you see. I'm going to hope that Mike McCarthy can look at it and say, you know what, young lad, you see, what's this guy named Kellen Moore? I love what you're doing, but when we get into this money zone, that reverse sweep stuff ain't going to work. It's too cute.
You feel me?
You see,
I'm trying to be
all
damn
of that
cute.
other crazy
Scored
stuff.
a damn touchdown.
Let's go here and let's go ahead and tack it in these parameters. You see, let me show you. Give me this clipboard. Let me show you how it's done, young rookie. You see what I'm saying? That's what I
feel you, Law.
What's your 4 things, man? If you can pull it.
If I had 4 things off the top of my head, I would definitely go with special teams. But I'm not talking about the kicking. I want to see somebody freaking return a kick.
Yeah.
Somebody can return a damn punt, please. Can we see somebody electric back there that can return a punt for a touchdown? Can we see somebody back there that can just give us some good field position and not just get 2-yard gains? We ain't seen nobody dynamic in eons. So I would love to see that if you're talking
Harris,
about dog. He was our last one. You feel me? And that seemed like forever ago.
On a consistent
also, I'm
level,
I hate to just bounce off you and piggyback and all that good stuff, but I'm a defensive guy, Law. You know that.
Right.
And I need to see blitzing. Like when we had Rob Ryan on the as the defensive coordinator, people were, hating on him, this and that. But one thing I liked about Rob Ryan, that motherfucker blitzed your ass every damn play.
Right.
He blitzed you he came after you. And then they say, it's all or nothing, because when you send that blitz, okay, I get that. I get that. But I loved his aggressiveness. I loved how they kept coming after that quarterback, I want to see press coverage. Can I see some damn press coverage? Can I see some damn blitzing and some damn press coverage? That's all I want to see in my life on that defense. And I just want to get us some dynamic, really just we need a nasty defense, dog. We don't have a nasty defense. We got good players, but we ain't nasty. You get what I'm saying? We need that nastiness, and that's what I want to see. I hope Nolan, Tom Sula, I hope they bring, when Justin Timberlake said he brought sexy back, he said he was bringing sexy back. We need to bring nasty back. Yeah, I need to see nasty.
Man, you need to coin that, man.
I need to see nasty.
Put it on a T-shirt, man.
Oh,
we need to bring nasty back. No high boards.
I need to bring nasty.
Swab,
no purge.
No
swipe. None of that.
No clear eye view. Just bring nasty back on Cowboys, man. Just bring the nasty.
Bring the nasty back. Bring the nasty back. And my one last thing that I want to see Tony freaking Pollard.
He just said
I really want to see him next year really kind of take off. I want to see that 2-man combo of Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard that we wanted to see this year. Them two together, we saw when they both had them 100-yard games, dog, how much more nasty we were. How much, oh my gosh. I just want to see that explosiveness, that thunder and lightning, that power. I just want to see those two really come to the forefront next year and really just dominate, because I think they can.
Hey, and as nasty as this team played, I think somebody left a chat, commented on one of the videos that I posted, and they said it's nasty, using the word nasty in a negative way, as this team was last year. We did see some glimpse of hope from this team. And can you recall the Rams game, the Eagles, the first time we played the Eagles, and maybe, just maybe, the Miami Dolphins game? We saw what this team playing at its full level, right?
I'm not going to go with the Rams game, because I just feel like that Rams game was just, I just feel like that was an anomaly. The best game that I saw was that Philly game, that first Philly game. That's the aggressive and nastiness I want to see. That's when I was jumping up and down, screaming, give me that ball. That's what the hell I was seeing. Turnovers in the first couple possessions of the game. Just getting in that backfield, just nasty. That's the nastiness I want to see. That you ain't getting jack nothing. You come into our house, we're gonna kick your ass. I'm sorry I'm cussing so much. I don't mean to.
No, we need that. It's late at night. The kids should be asleep.
I don't think these aren't super bad words. Are they, Law?
No,
I'm sorry.
No, they good. They good.
But
they good.
We just need to come in there. Somebody come in our house, we're going to kick your ass. We go to your house, we're going to beat the hell out of you.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
That's all. And you know it when you come out there. When you've seen them dominant defenses, when they just set the tone. They set the tone at the beginning of the game. And so many games when we see with the Cowboys, we don't set the tone. They caught an 8-yard pass. Oh, it's a 9-yard pass. That last game against Philly pissed me off because when they got it, we were watching, Law, me and you. We were watching the game, right?
Yeah, we was out there. We was calling the game, basically.
We was calling the game. So remember when they were the first drive, they was getting the ball, they caught a 7-yard pass. First down, throwing their hands up. First down. Our Cowboys just standing around looking at them. Yeah, man, I'll push your hand out the way. Don't you first down in front of me, dog. Get out my way.
Helping them up off the turf and stuff
like
you
that. Help. I'm not helping you. Get off of me. We being too nice. And you know what? I'm going to also ask Roger DeGale, and I know it'll never happen, but that damn jersey swapping, that should be banned. That should be banned until you leave the building.
Right.
Go take your ass outside, the building, and swap your damn jerseys. Stop after the damn game and you just lost. And you swapping a jersey with somebody signing, hey, I got a jersey. Man, what?
I'm going to frame this ass whooping.
We just lost by 27 points, but I got your jersey right here signed.
Yeah,
I don't want to see any more of that crap.
That either, man. I do know that, these guys are multi-millionaires and these sorts of things. But I never liked that. I hate losing that bad, I do. I'm a sore loser, Cowboy Nation. I admit it. I'm old enough to admit that I'm a sore loser. But one other thing, though, Cowboy Nation, we do need to bring that type of physicality back.
Nasty.
John Sparks said we still soft. I don't think that even if we soft now, I don't think that McCarthy, I don't think that Tom Sula, who people were saying that he farts in interviews, I don't think that even Bones, he looked like he's ready to cut up some things with the elbows and chin. So he looked like he's ready to cut up something. And then Mike Nolan.
Tom Sula's no frills.
Yeah, these guys ain't going to
Tom Sula's no frills. And I think they're going to bring that. I think that's why I said that's why Jerry, when I feel like Witten got these guys, because you know what, we're going to bring some toughness back up in this locker room. We're going to bring that nastiness, because it's just too nice up in here. It's just too friendly. Everybody love everybody up here. Everybody, we just all love each other. Hey, you know what? It's okay. I can hate you during the year and then hate you during the year, and then we can love each other in the off season. But right now, we ain't got time for just be loving each other, dog. We got to win this damn championship. We ain't got time to be loving and getting
James, it just hit me though, man. I can guarantee you that in the interview now, and I say this because I want us to go 16-0 and all this stuff, but if we lose the game, I guarantee you that these players not going to be sitting there saying, I think we lost because I just didn't execute. I didn't hit my assignments in alignment. No. Tom Sula, go look at some of his clips. He go ham. He gonna be like, you mother sucker. You didn't hit your assignment. And then the other guy gonna be Mike Nolan. He's gonna be all in the face like, you mother suckers.
Call him mother sucker. It's okay. They need some of that right now. Okay, because we ain't got time to waste these years no more, Law. Let's keep it real. I know we getting ready to close, but Dallas ain't got time to waste these years, man. Like I keep on saying, 1 year in the NFL is like 7 years. It's like dog years. Okay, them is hard years for you to play in the NFL. It's a hard year for you to play in the NFL, and you have to when you have the opportunity. Because guess what? If you don't win, then the next year, what if you have a major injury to one of your big guys? This ain't like basketball. This ain't like baseball. Them sports aren't as physical as this game. So we don't know when you're coming in the next year who may be on the injury list, who may blow out an Achilles, who may blow out a knee. Ezekiel Elliott could be, I'm not wishing it, but you never know.
Never know.
We've seen it. We've seen it happen in training camp with Sean Lee. We've seen it happen with Orlando Skinner. We've seen guys blow their stuff out, begin the season, be gone. So you have to take the opportunities when it's right in your face. And I believe we got a staff that's going to do it, in my opinion. Will we get to the Super Bowl? I can't say that. But I do like the horizon. I do like where we're headed as far as that. And Jerry looks like he let Mike pick his own staff. That's what I was a little bit critical about.
Get even on that, but
it looks like Jerry, I'm not going to say he ain't going to meddle, but looks like he said, you know what? Get your staff. I'm tired of this, and we need to make this happen. Because even with that interview with Quincy Carter, I will say this about Jerry. When I've interviewed a lot of former players with the Dallas Cowboys, I will say this, and I don't hate Jerry Jones. I will say this. They all say the same thing. Jerry loves his players.
He does.
Jerry takes good care of his players, and he loves the Dallas Cowboys. That's what Quincy Carter said yesterday. That's what Greg Ellis told me. That's what James Whalen told me. Lincoln Call. All of them say the same thing, that he loves his players and he loves the Dallas Cowboys, and he does have a passion for it. Maybe that's why he's so damn medicine. But it looks like he backed off right here and said, go ahead and get your own staff. So that gave me a little array of hope for the future ahead.
Yes, indeed. Cowboy Nation. So that we can be out here in Oxnard, you know what I'm saying, for more than 1 or 2 days. This is what we do with the donation to help grow the nation. We put that stuff to the side, buy better equipment, buy better lighting, buy better cameras and things like that, and also buy some stuff to get our butts out there in Oxnard so we can give you guys some raw footage.
That good footage.
That raw good footage on how aggressive this team is going to be, right? Mm-hmm. So, Big Game James, tell them where they can follow you and find you and support your deal over there, man.
Yo, check me out, Silver and Blue Nation. Facebook, I just did a show yesterday. That was the first show it seems like I did in 300 years. But guess what? I'll be back popping. Had a little bit of issues with Facebook, but we're back popping. So we'll get, those shows back going. Of course, YouTube has been great. I've been loving the people, even in the chat box. I love all you guys. Love all the support. Instagram, Twitter. You know where you can find the Silver and Blue Nation. You know where you at. Come holla at Big Game James. And, my boy Law, great guy. I just love you to death, dog. I love your hustle. I love what you do. And I'm always honored to always do a show with you, dog, just to let you know. Man,
anytime, man. I can talk to Cowboys till the cows come home, baby. And for those who say they broke, that's all good, man. We all broke around here because it's not about monetary situation. The best thing you can do for the nation, for me, Big Game James, and everybody that's on this platform is tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell a foe. Drop those links. Share this stuff, man.
Share these links.
Drop it in on them and say, hey, man, I know this dude, man. Hey, he ain't James Harden, but this dude, man, he 8 years older, man. He look just like him, man. I saw him last night at Walmart, man. Look at his content, man. Hey, this guy, Big Game James, he be telling the truth. Unfiltered, baby. Look, check this man
that's what we need from you guys. That's what we need from you guys.
That's better than money. That's better than anything. Subscribe.
Because that's gonna open our doors for more sponsorship from these companies out there. So we can continue to build these nations, Law Nation, Silver and Blue Nation. Because just like Law said, we go out to Cali, we pay our own way.
Pay our own way. Nobody
feel me? And that stuff ain't cheap. You feel me? That stuff not cheap. Going to camp, buddy.
Law. About $3,000, man. About $3,000. About 3 stacks. You're gonna come
Law,
up there
let's get real how much training camp be costing this stuff.
3 stacks.
You feel me?
The elite club. You know what I'm saying? To walk around with the VIP
dog, pass. just to be walking around with them elite passes cost some bread. You get what I'm saying? And then, I'm getting ready to I'm signed back up to the combine yesterday. I'm trying to get back out to the combine this year. Why? Because I want to get y'all even better footage, because I know when I went to the combine a couple of years ago, Michael Gallup was one of the guys I really liked, and I got to see him up close. It's even better. See, it's good to watch them, but when you can actually go see all those players live and close to you, you get a better evaluation. So I want to give you guys even a better evaluation of what's going on, because I want to be there just like NFL Network's right there. I want to be sitting right there with them too, saying, hey, NFL Network's here, but so is motherfucking Big Game James. Go ahead and check this out. So I can't continue to grow this unless y'all help grow this too. So get on board with it so we can all make this happen, families.
Yes, indeed. And like, I know it's not us bagging at the end of these episodes, but this is the best way. Y'all see those info commercials? They pay millions of dollars to say, hey, buy this Ouija. You know what I'm saying? Hey, buy this and buy that. No. But you guys can help support the nation with less than $1, man. 99 pennies. I know you got it. And you hit that join notification button. It's right below the notification button. It's called Join Law Nations Network. Or just follow my website, lawsnation.net. And I'm on MySpace, Black Planet, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook. That's been my time, Cowboy Nation. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, You're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Let's go get this ring, Big Game James.
Let's get this ring, y'all.
I want to
get this ring, y'all.
Tears, man. Yeah. I want to be able to do this thing next year. Yeah.
I'm tired of looking at these other damn teams. It's time to be our time. It's time to. I'm tired of seeing it. We need to be back where we rightfully deserve to be.
Yes, indeed. Let's go, Cowboy. This ring, baby. Get this ring.